number one, identify that you may be going down a road that you shouldn't be going down. You need help. It's a little red flag. Maybe it's a orange flag, I'll say, just a warning, a yellow or whatever. But also to let you know that you're not alone. People are going through these, and there's a lot of people that have gotten help and have a very healthy and vibrant marriage. Yep. So number one, red flags that your conflict resolution is unhealthy. You're not fighting fair. Number one, you spend more time in separate rooms than together.
That's good, because that means you're avoiding each other.
Right. And you feel okay with that. You don't miss the other person. Yeah. Something's wrong there. Lack of intimacy. I mean, we've just got done a couple episodes of intimacy, how important it is, but it is a sign of a healthy marriage. In fact, the Bible talks about it in a way that it's the outflowing of our love for each other, that we're intimate with each other. So if you say to me, hey, we've not been intimate in months, there's a flag. Why is that? What's happening? What is taking the place of that? That is a red flag, or maybe a yellow flag. Frequent silent treatments instead of open communication. I'd just rather not talk to them.
Yeah. Avoiding issues.
Yeah. One or both partners always feeling unheard or unimportant. And that's the thing that I think is important. Sometimes people think, well, we never get in a fight. But is there one of the people in the relationship that just feels unheard or unimportant, and they just shut down? That's not healthy.
Good. I will say and I know this can go on the male side too, but like for instance, in our situation, I could have easily fallen into the unheard, unnoticed category if I would have stayed and not grown in who I was. And so I will say, be mindful of maybe maturing in who you are to speak up for yourself. If you know you're the person that your spouse is coming in and they're more verbal, they're more dominant, they're more outspoken, they might say they know how to communicate, and you've just learned, you just learned how to be quiet and submissive and just whatever, I'm not going to rock the boat, maybe encourage or challenge you, no, speak up. Do the hard thing of confronting, and then hopefully your spouse will be well receiving when you come to them.
Well, that's another one. Avoidance of tough conversations, because they always escalate. If you feel like, I don't want to bring it up, he's going to get mad, I don't want to say this, she's going to get upset. If that is the lingering background of your relationship, that's a warning sign. That's a check engine light.
Right.
Just make sure to get that dealt with, because that is under the rug.
Right.
It'll get too big. You'll trip over it. Last one, feeling more like roommates than a couple. I remember a year ago talking to someone, and they had mentioned that, we're kind of just coexisting, cohabitating, for the kids, right? Once the kids get out of high school, well, then we can. And I think, what a miserable marriage.
It's not really a marriage if you're just coexisting, right?
Coexisting. Just keeping the peace till we get out of here. It's like doing time until I get let out of prison for good behavior. Feeling more like roommates than a couple. The Lord wants you to rekindle that first love again.
You know what I saw the other day? A reel. They were talking about how 85%, I think it's 85. I always get these stats wrong. I mean, don't.
You're supposed to do your research before. That's why I got a computer
sometimes
here.
I just, I know. It was 85% of affairs happen at the workplace.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, why is that? Yes. Why is that? And they were just saying how, because couples, they get married, they get into the routine, and then it becomes more like duties. Okay, you're doing that, you're doing that.
Right.
You're just checking things off the list. You're just going through the day to day.
Like
it becomes
roommates.
like the roommate thing. It's just these obligations.
Yeah, you take out the trash, you cook, you do this.
Yeah, you take the kids here, I'll do this. We'll meet, Whereas in the workplace, you are working towards something together, towards a goal. And so you're working, and then you're accomplishing something. You're excited, they're excited. And so you're feeding off each other. And so they were saying how you need to get your marriage, to a place where you're still having goals together, dreams together, accomplishing things together. Yeah. And so that you still have that, you're feeling good, did this together, we're accomplishing, we're moving forward. And that builds that, thing where you're not feeling like roommates anymore.
That's right.
Learn more about how to have a healthy marriage and fighting fair on the 10 and 2 podcast with Mark and Leanne.